In this video, we are going to see how to use events. Right now, if I open up the side menu, you can see right here we have the city name. Now, what I want to do is I'll clear this city data from the local storage, reload the page, and let's see what's going to happen. So first, I'll open up the tab, then go to application. Here under application, you can see inside the Ionic storage, I have this key value pair. So I'm going to clear it using this button right here. So I'll clear. Then right here at the top also, I'll clear this so that once we reload the page, it's going to request to know our location. So I will just click on this as well. Now watch what is going to happen. So I refresh the page now. It's going to request. So I'll click on allow. Now you can see right here, I have the information for that particular city, like the city name and the information we added to the Ion card right here. But when I open up the side menu right here, you can see the city name and the icon with also the current temperature. They are not being displayed. But if I refresh the local storage right here, you can see we have the information there, but we don't have it in the side menu. Now there's no way for us to get the information once we accept. But if I refresh the page now, we're going to see that. So if I open up the side menu now, we can see we have the city icon, the city name, and the temperature. So I'll clear this out, clear from the browser the settings, and let's do that one more time. So what is going to happen is, once I refresh and I click allow, right here on the home page is going to display the city name and this information. But on the side menu, we are not going to see the city information or the city name. So let me refresh that so that we can see again. So right here, I'll click allow. Now we have the city name and the information inside the Ion card. But if I click on the side menu, you can see nothing is being displayed. But in the Ionic storage, I have the key and the values. Until I refresh the page before I'll be able to see the information, because we are using the storage dot for each method. We'll only get that when we are able to reload the page. Now, if I open up this page, we can see the information. Now, to fix this, we're going to use Ionic Events. Now, events is a publish subscribe style like observables. You know, when a function returns an observable, to use that function, you have to subscribe to it. That is the same idea that events have. You publish an event, then you go wherever you want to use the event, you just have to subscribe to that event. It's just like in socket.io, you emit an event and you listen for the event. Here with events, you publish an event and then you subscribe to the event. So if I open up ionicframework.com, then under APIs, we are going to see the events. So I'll go to developers, then API reference. Then I'll just have to search for events. Here, I'll just type events. You can see here I have the event. So you can search for it here, or you can scroll down to find events right here. So click on it. We'll just see what it says. So right here, it says events is a publish subscribe style event system for sending and responding to application level events across your app. Now to use events, we just have to import it from the Ionic Angular. Then we use the publish method and the subscribe method. So to make use of this event, let's go into our application. Then inside our app.components.ts, because that is where we have our side menu. So the first thing is, let's import events. And we're going to import it from Ionic Angular. Then after importing, we need to inject into our constructor. So here I inject private events of type events. So import events from Ionic Angular, then go to your constructor, inject, just like the way we did for storage for weather provider as well. Now what I'm going to do, since inside the ng after view init, we are listening or subscribing to the current weather observable. So we can do something right here. After we store or set the location, then we can right here use this dot events dot publish. Now this is going to take a name. If we go back to the browser, you can see right here the instance method. The publish takes the topic and the event data. So the topic is like a string that you can use to listen for the event. So the topic is any string name you can use. So I'll just use city info. That is the topic name. Then what we want to publish is this location object. So we're going to publish this dot location. So inside this ng after view init, where we are subscribing to the current weather observable, after setting the location inside the Ionic storage, we use the event.publish, then we pass the topic name, which is city info. This can be any name you want. You can just give it any string value. It's with this topic you have to listen for this event. Then we are passing in this location object. Now that we have published the event, what I can do is I can either come right here inside my constructor or inside this initialize app to listen for the event, or down here still inside the ng after view init, because before anything down here will be called, we'll have to subscribe, go through all of this, then it will listen for the event. So to listen for the event is easy. We are just going to use this dot events dot subscribe. Now the subscribe takes in the topic as well. So we are going to pass in city name, because that is what we want to use in listening for the event. City name, and it's going to take like a callback function. So the callback, we pass in a parameter. I can call this data, and right here. So what I'm going to do is console.log, then I'll console.log data. So using events are very easy. Publish the event, passing in the topic, which is a string, then whatever data you want to publish. Then you can go ahead, use the subscribe method, passing the same topic name and a callback. So now that we have subscribed to this event, if I save this now and go to the browser, so after reloading the page, you can see right here we have the event which contains this .location data right here. That is what we have being displayed here in the console. So what I'm going to do is I'll go back, because we now know how to listen for this event. We just have to push this value into our pages array. So down here, what I'll do is this .pages.push. Then I'm going to push in the location. So into the pages array, I'll push in data. So right here, you can see we are subscribing to the event. Then we are pushing the result into this pages array. The reason why we are pushing into the pages array is because right here you can see every data we get from the Ionic storage, we push into the pages array. So from there, if I go to my app.html, just wait for it to load. You can see right here that we are looping through the pages array and getting all of this information. So what I'm going to do right now is I'll save, then go back to the browser. What I'll do, I'll clear this. I can clear this one as well, or let me just allow it to finish loading. Then we'll reload the page again. So I'll clear here, then go to the application, refresh, then clear the Ionic storage. So now what I'll do is reload the page. Let me reload the page. So if I click allow, here you can see we have the information, and also here. Now the reason why I'm having two values being displayed here was I refreshed the page twice. So if I refresh again, we'll still have the values displayed there. Now one of these values is coming from here, which is this storage.forEach, as you can see right here. Then the other value is from this publish method, or this event that will be published, because there is no way we are checking if the values or the array already contains a value, or there is no way that we are unpublishing from these events. That is why whenever we refresh the page, we are just going to have two of those values. But you can see we have the idea right now. So I'll go back, clear. Let me clear here, then clear this part as well right here. Then I'll reload the page so that we can see. So I'll click on allow, then open here. Right now you can see we just have one because I only reloaded the page once. If I reload the page again, now we're going to have two values on the side menu. So let's see it. Now you can see one of these values, as I explained, is coming from this for each storage.forEach method. We are pushing all values from the storage into the array, and here as well where it's also publishing the information and we are still subscribing to it. So now you already have the idea how we can publish events and listen for the events. But what we need to do now is just to look for a way, even if it publishes the event again, we'd only have to display just one value right here.